Okay. Hello. Welcome back to Warhammer 2 Total War. Now. Pardon me. I was just busy chomping down to the chips. What with last time, having finished the Elon campaign, it's time to start a new campaign. Because this train wreck keeps rolling. And I do enjoy the game so much. So, that also means that I've added a few mods in the meantime to have a look at some new ones. I don't necessarily drop mods. I don't think there's any ones which I'm thinking of dropping. They all seem to be fine for the moment. The big update hasn't occurred yet for Warhammer 2 Total War. So, for the most part, we're still all up to date with all the mods and all that. I'll just bring up the mod manager here. And we can have a look at the mods which I have. The ones which are new to this campaign. So, you can see first here, Greybeard's Prospectors Climate Overhaul, because yes, we will be playing as Greybeard's Prospectors this time, which is a mod which I had recommended to me, and I hadn't actually had subscribed to yet, so this is part of it. Apparently this means that the desert for them is a habitable location, rather than a unpleasant or an uninhabitable location, as it would be for the dwarves normally. I suppose it's been done like that in case you want to make it difficult for the dwarves to live there, but I have it, so it's, so we can have a bit of an easier time on it there. And this is the mod, primarily, which I'll be showing off this time. Elon's Greybeard's Prospectors Faction Overhaul. They are a dwarf faction, but they have a very heavy focus on cannons, guns, artillery in general, and they're really, like, innovation and engineering focus, which is quite undwarf-like. These cannons and all that haven't gone through like 100 years of pre-testing before they've been used even in a broad sense on the battlefield, so the other dwarves are like, oh, what are you doing, you're breaking with tradition and all that. That's from what I understand this faction is like. What else do we have? We might not necessarily see all this, but these are other mods which I will have active in the background. We did have the Celestial HURRICANUM for the Elon campaign, but we did actually get to see it. There's land encounters again, but that was in the last campaign. I like this. This is good. I was playing actually a brief Gorok campaign, and earlier today, and there was a land encounter near him, and I attacked it, and it had a bunch of Empire bandits in it, which was quite interesting, guarding a location. There was another one where I was playing as Vlad von Carstein, and I had taken the boot, and there was another land encounter nearby, and I attacked it, and it was like a powerful stack of not a full stack, I think it was like a half stack, powerful half stack of Dark Elves with a dragon in it, along with a bunch of shades and some the Cold One Knights, I think they're called, with the armor-piercing maces. That was quite difficult to deal with Vlad's beginning army, but their lack of infantry, they couldn't deal with all my skeletons. Anyway, what else to say? We might be able to make use of this mod now. If we can get miners, we might be able to make use of this, because large units can attack walls, sub-mod, plus miners. So this means that this gives miners the wall attacker attribute. Not that we'll necessarily need it, because we're probably going to be having a lot of cannons. There's also this, the Marienburg land ships, which is a mod made by, and I'm just going to have to check this, because it doesn't have the mod author's name there. It's created by Chaos Roby. And this is a very nice mod. The model is fantastic. Let me just bring up an image of this. Let me... Oh, not that. Plus. Image 2. Just copy this to my desktop. So, desktop. JPEG. And there. Yes. This is a rather low-res picture because I just clicked and dragged it from the Steam page, but the Marion land ship. This is pretty cool. Modders have been adding more models into it. This is a modified steam tank from what I understand, with different chassis on it. But it's also got a bunch of gunners on top of it, which is pretty cool. I think it also has an ability. It's got a few abilities to it. We can actually have a look at it in the what's it called? The custom battle. I think it's got a thing where it can overcharge itself, which deals damage to itself because you're like putting more pressure on the boiler, but it moves faster and shoots harder or something like that. It might also suppose have an ability where all the men on it, when the land battleship gets destroyed and they all abandon ship. Anyway, that's quite cool. I'll get rid of that. Yep. Okay. Next up. There's not that many mods to go through. I haven't added too many. I did see that Stakes for Peasants just got an update, and it apparently fixes the peasants using the stakes on the walls. Also, I think it removes... I think the mod author might be thinking of removing the 100% missile resistance, because the AI was apparently wasting all their shots, all their ammunition, trying to get rid of the stakes. To no avail. Is there anything else? That might actually be it. Marienburg, landship. And the Greybeard's Prospectors, I think, is the only ones. Yeah. There's also Greenskin Animosity, which has been updated. I haven't activated that yet, though, because it's... I think in the future it's going to be compatible with the expanded rosters, Orcs and Goblins, which would be nice. What this does is it makes them... I think it makes it a chance that the Orcs will deal a bit of damage to themselves when they're out of melee. Which is... Sounds like, you know, do you want to make the greenskins weaker than they already are? But it's something they had on the tabletop. I would like to see how it would work in Total War. Also, it'd be kind of funny. I suppose it would just end up with some dropping over and dying on their own every now and then. They wouldn't actually fight each other. I think it might give them Rampage every now and then. Anyway. Oh, hang on. No, there is another mod which I have. Where is it? Where is it? It is the... I have the mod which adds a whole bunch of new unique buildings to the map. Hello, welcome. I'm just going over the mods which I'll be running for this campaign, which we're going to start in a moment. If I can remember what the name of it is. It is... It should be here. Should be active. I was testing it before, and there was a bit of an issue with the vampire counts, but I don't think that was because of a confliction with any other ones I have. Here we go. It's I got the one for Mixu's Unlocker support. Landmarks of the Old World. This is one which I had previously in the past. And this one, all it does is it adds a whole bunch more unique buildings around the map. Kislev in particular gets quite a few of them. Prague, which is a city which actually in the base game doesn't have any unique buildings. I think gets like 3. And it also includes a bunch of new trade resources for these factions. I noticed that as Kislev, you're able to get vodka and kvass to trade with other races. Though, obviously, I assume they wouldn't be able to appreciate them to the same level as Kislevite. But I think there's also buildings which give... There's also for the Skaven ones which allow them to trade, like... what's it called? Warpstone as a trade resource, which is a little odd. But, well, Warpstone is traded amongst other factions. So, anyway. It's quite a few mods. That's actually very little mods. You run with about 100. Funka, I'll take your entire stock. But as I said, I had a look at this, and I added it when I looked at von Carstein's, and it made a bit of an issue with the binding circle building tree. But it made it available. It just put it underneath a hidden listing instead of the normal one. But other than that, it seemed to be working perfectly fine. And that in itself wasn't actually an issue. It was just the building's under a different category than it should be. But I could still build it anyway. So, that was a bit odd, but... anyway, enough talk. Let's start this campaign. We'll go Mortal Empires.
We must preserve this world.
And... oh, you know that you know that problem with the binding circle under a hidden category? I don't think it's that mod that's causing it though. I might have to have a look at it. I saw some other people mentioning it underneath the landmarks mod, but you know, I suppose people wouldn't necessarily look into it too in depth. They might just blame the last mod that they subscribed to. Anyway, if you want to help be a help to the modders in bug fixing, be as thorough as you can. They greatly appreciate it. You won't get bombarded with be more vagues. Every little bit you can do helps. Anyway. So yes, we're going to be playing as Greybeard's Prospectors from Elon's mod, and play as Thick Skullson. We have a faction effects of income from trade tariffs plus 15%, income from iron mines, gold mines, and stone quarries plus 15%. Lord effects, 25% ammunition for gyrocopters, gyro bombers, and land crawler ironclads. Gyro, I don't know. And physical resistance plus 15% for said units, which is quite nice. So yeah, that's all, and we will start. Oldor Greybeard started as a talented engineer, but soon grew unsatisfied with the rigid rules of the Engineers Guild. If the dwarves want to avoid their doom by attrition, the traditions of old must be abolished. Fast technological innovation supported his radical ideas led not only to distrust between Oldor and his fellow dwarves, but also forced him to leave the guild and live as an adventurer in order to realize his vision. When an expedition to Lustria Oldor took part was surprised by a storm and landed shipwrecked on the coast of Araby, Oldor saw an opportunity. He took charge of what remained of the expedition, leading them into the deserted mountains to claim them as their own, establishing a new Karak. Okay, there's a few spelling mistakes there and odd sentence structure. But okay, as far as I know, this is a fully fan-made faction, but it's not without precedent. I'm pretty sure there has been dwarves, more innovative dwarven engineers in the lore. I actually think we have one as a lord added by Mixu's legendary lords. Brock? Something like that. Still not as thick as your cat. Does your cat drink 6x Bugmans? That's the only way, that's the real reason why dwarves are so thick. That and their beards. Or their thick Scottish accents. It's a hefty chunk. We've got a cat which hangs around our house. It's just a feral cat from what I understand, but it's taking a liking to us because we feed it food every now and then. Well, I say every now and then, every night. Faction's not lore friendly, but it's lore adjacent. Yeah, I don't have a problem with people making up their own factions like this, really. I don't know. It's a feralish thing. Yeah, it's tamed enough to the point, the cat's tamed enough to the point where we could, like, pat it and it won't try and scratch our hand, though. I'm not entirely friendly to it because I have the opinion that we should probably take it to the vet to give it shots before we really get friendly to it, but we're in Australia, so there's no, like, threat of, what's it called? Oh, what's that illness that animals can get? Makes them hydrophobic. Okay. It's so thick, it's thicker than the universe. I eat, John. It's what I do. As long as the fan-made factions aren't stupid or totally nonsense. Yeah, I mean... Even then, I'm fine with people making mods for factions which might not be necessarily lore appropriate. I most likely won't play them, but, they're free to do that. They're free to do that. But I appreciate if the factions be made to fit into things. I really can't complain too much. What was my Skaven faction on the tabletop? Clan Bloodfang, and the lore behind them was that they were, like, raiding in Lustria, and they, like, upset a temple, and they got cursed with, like... They got cursed to have blood dripping from their fangs, and it would cause them to all be frenzied or something like that. That was my reason for it. When I came up with it when I was, like, 19 or something. Just looking at my models over on my desk. I never ended up finishing them all from. Where am I from? You're from Macedonia. Ooh. I am from Australia. Melbourne, on the southern coast. I'd like to visit Macedonia. A very nice location. All the old buildings and ruins. What's this? For example, there's a mod that makes Khalida basically an Amazon lord with a roster replaced for Amazon unit. Something I don't like. Yeah. Yeah. There's also the mods which make Khalida, like, living again. And it's like, I suppose. People can enjoy that if they want. It's just... I don't know. It's a laugh out of me. I wonder, actually, come to think of it, I wonder with this mod, I'm looking at that, land ironclad over there, and I'm thinking at some point, I think I saw an image by, it might have been by Elon, where he was trying to, or possibly replace the land, the ironclad with the dwarven battering ram model, which might work a bit better. Don't, it's very polluted in the air department. Skopje? Capital where I live. Number 1 the most news. Oh dear. How unfortunate. To make things worse, he put that mod. The great mod he made that improves the Toon King mechanics and more units that look great. So I can't even use that mod. Oh. I do think if you've got anything which is majorly different, you should probably put it as an optional thing. Anyway, enough talk. So, we start with our campaign. We start in Vulture Mountain. And we've got an army up here as well. And there's Eye the Panther. There's trolls here, if I remember correctly. And we have our army. We already see they're quite different from normal dwarves, unless they just have different appearances. So we have Oldor Greybeard. It is popular opinion that Greybeard fails at anything he starts. As an engineer, his inventions were too unsafe, I suppose. As self-taught runesmith, his runes too unstable. As adventurer, his discoveries too dangerous. In his own opinion, though, he is an innovator in a society grown too rigid and stiff. Dangerous. Dangerous lad, then. No. Well, I don't know. It is his mod. He can do as he wants, I suppose. No, not that I suppose. He can do what he wants, but yeah. I can imagine it'd be a bit frustrating. Anyway, so what are you? You're a hybrid weapon infantry. You have a ranged weapon. I suppose you have a rifle. And we'll go through his skills and all that and see them from so far. So let's see. He has Old Bocky. The ancient runes on this weapon allows the user to pierce fur, armor, and even dragon scales like paper for as long as the runes remain active. However, their power is drained and can only be used in short bursts for a limited time. Enables magical attacks. Minus 5% upkeep for the Lord's Army. Ability Piercing Blows. Income from looting settlements plus 15%. For 30 seconds, if he's in melee, he can use the ability on it, which gives him plus 100% armor piercing damage, minus 100% weapon damage. Okay. And also imbues him with sundered armor. That's interesting. So I suppose he'd only be breaking... He'd only be doing armor piercing damage then. Interesting. Don't know much about Total War, so I might be confused a bit. That's fine. If you have any questions, please ask. Overall, it's a real-time 4X game, I suppose. in broad terms. Now, we're looking at the units in our army at the moment. The Legendary Lord is our primary leader of our faction, so he tends to have unique skills. This is a faction added by a mod. By a modder called Elon. Yeah, that is like that again. Is that just... That must be caused by another mod or something. Lords of the Deep, Obstinacy, Brass-Lunged. Yeah, again. That's weird. Runes of Grimnir. Adventurer at heart. No matter where he is or what he does, a part of Greybeard will always remain an adventurer in search of unclaimed loot, fame, and adventure. I feel it might be better to put fortune there. Fame, unclaimed loot, fame, and fortune rather than adventure, because having an adventurer in search of unclaimed loot, fame, and adventure kind of repeats itself and it makes it feel a bit awkward. Magic item drop chance plus 25%. Ability Rowdy. And campaign movement range plus 5%. Rowdy is a constant self-aura. Disabled if his leadership is wavering, which gives him plus 4 leadership and perfect figure. Ooh, it's quite nice. Is it Elon Musk? Battles are basically Age of Empires battles. Yeah, they're real time. Which is something I appreciate over turn-based. Yeah. Other people will probably be able to explain it while I focus on this. You mostly play games like Kingdom Rush and good TD games in the world. Oh, one of the good tower defense games in the world. Right, okay. I haven't played many tower defense games. They're not something which I ever really tried. I suppose I tried some of the few made for Warcraft 3. And there's also Orcs Must Die 1 and 2. That's kind of a tower defense game, isn't it? You build traps and you kill hordes of orcs. Unappreciated genius. With his ideas and inventions rejected again and again, having them called unsafe, there's a spelling mistake again, and untested by other engineers, Greybeard only grew more stubborn. If no one else is willing to utilize his work, then he will, and eventually everyone will understand when they see their effectiveness on the battlefield. Minus 10 diplomatic relations with dwarves, plus 10 range, or plus 10% range, plus 5% missile damage, and plus 5% reload time reduction. Okay. Innovative war machine construction. Not only the performance of war machines of war can be improved, also building them can be streamlined. The cheaper and faster war machines are made, the more and the easier they can be brought to the battlefield. Okay. Recruitment time. Minus 1 turn for artillery and war machines. Minus 35% for artillery and war machine units. Recruitment cost. Right. That's quite good, actually. That makes our artillery much better to, much faster to recruit. I never noticed that. The little arrows disappear when the other icons go off the screen. I suppose they're attached to these. gun prototypes, new rifle types which are easier to reload and with further range. While other characters would test and tweak guns like this for decades in shooting ranges, Greybeard decided that improvements can be made after some field tests. Range plus 10% for all units using rifles. Reload speed plus 10% for all units using rifles. That's neat. For his army. Yep. Steel Colossi. Traditionally, Dawi would use war machines like gyrocopters only as platforms for mobile artillery. However, this usually makes the opponent eager to tie them down in melee. With this in mind, Greybeard added hidden spikes, razor-sharp edges, and more surprises to their hull for anyone foolish enough to try their luck in melee. Plus 15 for melee defense and melee attack for war machines. Ooh, that's nice. Skill Forest is giving you a motive. I appreciate a nice fleshed out legendary lord with a lot of skills, though it can make it difficult to choose. I don't even mind if like a lord has like 2 or 3 ways you could take them, and you have to choose between like things that can make it interesting. If you have like a, you know, like a melee focus tree or a range focus tree or something else, that could be fun. You're going to beat the 3rd level in Halo 1 and Heroic, so you're going to chat and play. I haven't played any of the Halo games. I never owned the consoles to be able to try them. I heard good things about them, though. Really? I say that like it's something... like it's a... like it's a surprise. Yes, I've heard good things about that Halo series. Coming to PC? Might have to look at it. Let's see. Pioneer. To boldly go where no Dawi has gone before and claim new land as his own. Dawi is the dwarfish word for dwarves. Campaign movement range, plus 15% Lord's army. And construction time, minus 40% for all buildings. Local province. Okay. That's nice. Shunned visionary. Although the other kings and older dwarves condemn Greybeard for his constant breaking of tradition, many younger and bolder Dawi flock to his banner. Growth, plus 15, all provinces. Diplomatic relations, minus 15 with dwarves. Upkeep, minus 5% for all units. Hero recruit rank, plus 2 for master engineers. Ooh, that's nice. Till you see the white in their eyes. It takes a lot of discipline to wait, but not many weapons are more destructive than rifles in close range. Constant augment on self and affects allies in range in 40 meters. Disabled if leadership is broken, engaged in melee. Active if enemy presence in ability range. Plus 50% armor piercing missile damage and plus 50% missile damage. Oh, okay. So it actually means that, yeah, they deal more damage when the enemy are very close to them. They deal more range damage. That's nice. Headshot. Hitting them where it really hurts. Self. Engage. Self. What's this? Augment. Yeah, okay. Plus 100% armor piercing missile damage. Plus 50% accuracy. Snipe. He remains hidden while firing. Minus 50% range. Plus minus 50% reload skill. What? Plus minus 50% reload skill. Okay. And cannot move. Interesting. Zuldron. The newest addition to the gun is the ability to fire a strange, slow-moving type of ammunition which is effective against heavily armored infantry. It is not known what this ammunition is made of, and Greybeard himself avoids answering this question. Range plus 50%. Missile damage plus 15%. Armor piercing missile damage plus 25%. Ability marking shots. It's a magic missile. Okay. So that will be like the arrow of Kurnos or something. Interesting. Yep, armor piercing. Engineer King. Finally, Greybeard succeeded. He carved out a realm free from many of the oppressive rules of dwarf tradition. However, the other kings do not look favourably at his disregard for ancient rules. In the halls of other Carracks, they call him a renegade, king of Scrutty and Wadaz, and so relations sour further. Public order plus 2, all provinces. Diplomatic relations minus 30 was dwarves. I suppose these stack. Research rate plus 25% faction wide. Upkeep minus 5% for all units. Recruit rank plus 2 for master engineers. And passive ability extra powder. Neat. Okay, that's the ability which the vampire ghosts get. Extra explosive and using. What's this? Path of Redemption. Actually, maybe we do choose between these. After all of his failures, Greybeard saw the errors of his way. Adhering to tradition once more, he started to prefer the more traditional ways of dwarf warfare. Diplomatic relations plus 10 with tools. Melee defense plus 5, attack plus 5, weapon strength plus 10%. Exemplary warrior. Following his new path with grim determination, Greybeard slowly becomes a shining example of the warrior's way of old. Plus 50% hit points and melee attack. Plus 10. Will of Iron. The brave warriors of the Dawi will hold the line no matter what, like they did for centuries, and like they will continue to do for centuries to come. Increases morale. That's interesting. It says morale and not leadership. Plus 10 for Shield Wall, Obsidian Legionnaires, and Golden Guard. Melee defense plus 12. Also for those as well. Cold Steel. I suppose it's a focus on either ranged or melee. So, the best way to kill Groby and other enemies of the Dawi is and always was a very sharp and well-made Az. That's Axe. Armor piercing melee damage plus 15 for all units wielding two-handed or dual melee weapons. Melee attack plus 8 for all units wielding two-handed or dual melee weapons. Hunter of Monsters. To further hone his skills, Greybeard hunts the strongest, biggest, and fiercest opponents he can find. Plus 12% speed, bonus versus large, plus 25. Taking the Slayer Oath. After so many costly failures, and after seeing the error of his ways, Greybeard finally took the path that many had foretold him. He took the Slayer Oath to restore his honor. Diplomatic relations, plus 20 with tools. Recruit rank, plus 2 for Slayers. Plus 2 unit cap for Slayers. Take the Slayer Oath. Becomes a melee expert without ranged attacks. Oh, interesting. That actually changes the Lord. Yeah, he loses his ranged attack. Neat. Does he get like a two-handed axe for that? I like that. Untainted plus 5, local province. Deathblow. Like most Slayers, Greybeard acquired this particular skill pretty early after taking the oath. An oath fulfilled. A fallen Slayer will fill the survivors witnessing it with grim determination. This death shall not be in vain. Wait, what? Augment, constant. Target around self, affects allies in range. Disabled if unit is alive. Effect range map wide. Affects plus 5 melee attack, plus 50% weapon damage, plus 10 leadership, plus 20% vigor, and immune to psychology. I like that. You can check it in custom. It's 2 models, different lords. Interesting. I like this ability though. It comes into effect when your lord dies. So you're like encouraged to chuck him into melee and get him killed so that you can get a buff for your rest of your army. That's really interesting. I didn't know that you could have an ability affect other units when the unit which caused the ability is no longer there. Normal Slayers should get this. Yeah, like a weaker version. Or something like that. Is this a kind of mod or something? Yes, this is the Greybeard's Prospectors mod by Elon. We are having a look at it. I'm just having a look through the Lord skills and then we'll actually start with the campaign itself. We're currently in campaign. I'm just looking through the skills so that I can learn how the faction is going to function itself on its own. Also, welcome. And we're laughing at a skill where the Lord has to die to get a buff. Legendary Slayer Belt. There's no sense in dying an easy death that will be barely noticed. This is a unique item. He's got a unique item in his skill tree down here rather than up here. Interesting. That apparently kind of counts as... yeah. Hit points plus 25%. Ability, not a worthy end. Level 1. Disabled hit points greater than 50% plus 10 melee defense. There's no sense in dying an easy death that will be barely noticed. Ability barely worth remembered. Worth being remembered. Hit points greater than 20%. Disabled if. Effects plus 20% physical resistance. Not the worst death, but just one of many these days. Just another nameless slayer finding his end. And ability only the most glorious death. Hit points greater than 10% it's disabled. Plus 25% damage resistance and freeze vigor. Desired death is creeping ever closer, but Greybeard can't give in. Not yet at least, as this is going to be a display of valor remembered and admired for ages to come. That's neat. So he gets like better buffs as his hit points get lower. You do think I should focus on the first tree though? I am thinking so, especially because so many of the new units from what I've seen are the ranged units. I would like to get my hands on the cannons and all the artillery they've got. I think there's some really fun artillery in there. Doomseeker. Skillful slayers, sometimes called Doomseekers. These legendary slayers attract other less experienced slayers to join them on their journey in hopes of finding a worthy death of their own. Diplomatic relations plus 30 with dwarves. Bonus versus large plus 8 for all units wielding two-handed or dual melee weapons. That's nice. That would include longbeards if we get them. Or the equivalent unit we have for them, if we have one. Plus 4 recruitment rank for slayers, plus 10 melee attack for slayers, and plus 4 unit cap for slayers. We've got a unit cap on slayers? I suppose so. We might not have slayers naturally. I might do it if we've got these two skill trees, which would change the focus of the army or the faction so much. We might actually do another playthrough at a later point where I go the slayer tree rather than ranged tree. Always ready, fleet finger. I think this is pretty much the same. This is calibration. Yeah. Masterful ballistic calibration. And deadly onslaught. Yeah, okay. That's interesting. It's a combination of both melee and ranged. Inspiring province. I think this is the same. Yep. And that's different. I think Tomb Raiders. But it's just like, I think it's just the normal buffs there. And Inquiring Mind. Okay, the rest of it seems the same. Right. Oh, pardon me. All the reading. We have got some new units here. What have we got? Sentries. Great Axe Infantry. Sentries are keeping an eye on strategic areas around the Carrack. When enemies approach, they will either retreat to report the movements or attack lightly defended or otherwise easy targets. 150 upkeep, 40 armor, 65 leadership, 33 speed, 34 melee attack and defense, weapon strength is 45, armor piercing. Charge bonus is 16. 3 ammunition, so they have 3 throwing axes. 75 range, missile damage, pinned. Oh, interesting. So they hit a unit, they lose speed, and they can't run anymore. Their ranged weapons are also armor piercing. Opportunistic murderer. Greenskins are never gracious of victory. Whenever they can press an unfair advantage, they will. Oh yeah, that's a greenskin skill there. That description there can possibly be changed. I think that's from the Night Goblins Lord or something like that. Plus 12 melee attack, plus 40% armor piercing damage. Target self, active if in melee, recharge if winning melee combat. Hide Forest Vanguard deployment, resilience, and magic resistance 25%. And we've got these Obsidian Legionaries, Shield Breaker Muskets. A legion in name alone, these warriors carry short-ranged guns to soften up their enemies before finishing them off up close and personal. There's 38 in a unit. These are actually quite small squads. 30, 38, 30, 30. Yeah. We've got very small units sizes. We are playing on large. I haven't changed that. Let me just check. Yep. Okay. No, don't do that. Where are you? There you go. There you are. Weren't you down there before? Am I going crazy? Wasn't there a board down here? Okay. Never mind. You're all the way up here. Thought you were down here. Whatever. These are armor. Leadership plus 75, 28 speed, 32 melee attack, 40 melee, and it's 36 weapon strength. They're missile infantry, okay. 10 ammunition. Really? Only 10? 115 range, 12 missile damage. They have shield breaker on them, and armor piercing. Okay, that's nice. Yep. And scouts. Information about the enemy and the battlefield is invaluable. These brave Dawi risk everything to bring it to their general, and rarely do all of them return home safely. 33 speed. Armor piercing missiles. We got 22. Yeah, okay. And we've got precision cannons. These cannons have been developed for high accuracy over long range. However, they don't have the same impact as the larger variants. Okay. Neat. Right. Well, I think that's about enough going through all this. I won't go through everything all at once. Just so we can get started. We do have a new tree here. Build tree, for what we can see. Mustering hall for these shield walls. 38. Yeah, all of our units are really quite small in size. I wasn't expecting that. Don't dwarves usually have, like, squads of, like, 90? I suppose it makes sense since we're a expedition. Our forces are quite limited in size. We can get shield walls, obsidian legionnaires, charge breakers. Disoriented. Yeah. I'll check. 50 seconds. Lowers speed and charge bonus. Okay. Blunderbuss. Ooh. Close quarters melee infantry. Missile infantry. Eat. Rocket launchers. Heavy thunderers. Oh, with grenade launchers. Wow. Snipers. Rocket launchers. Bombardment. Torpedo missile infantry. I suppose they're like the troll hammer torpedoes. How's the game going? Well, we haven't actually started yet. I'm taking my time. Let's get the herbalist. And I'm going to build the walls here also, just so that we have a bigger garrison, because we're kind of surrounded by enemies. Ark and the Black's over here. I think there's trolls here. And we're probably going to make enemies of everyone around here in our quest for gold. So, oh, we're at war with Martek also. Well. We have got some unique regiments of renown too. That's cool. Your garrison is pretty small. Let's go and attack Martek. Oh, hello.
A beardling's mistake. For the wisdom of Valea.
Can we, like, attack you outside of the settlement? Should I attack you now? Or should I just retreat back and get more units? This is different too. Good lord. This really changes things quite a lot. Scientific exchange with the Empire. While the engineers in Yumgi are inferior to those of the Dawi, they have often daring ideas worth pursuing. However, other Dawi may not appreciate a trader's secrets, even if it is with their current allies. I can't recruit if I don't have a recruit building. Ah. Do we not have any buildings which give me basic infantry? No, we don't. We don't actually even get, like, miners on that. Yeah, I might actually change that then. What would I want then? Build walls. Suppose go for the Obsidian Legionnaires. If they could do both, then I prefer the ranged. So we'll get that.
Time for a reckoning.
I'm... Grudges, but we don't have any in here. And we've got the Forge. Also, which is the Dwarven thing. So we'll be able to actually get items during the... we'll be able to construct items during the campaign. I'm going to, like...
I am a lord of
I don't know whether I can take that. My tech's got no cavalry.
I will not blight my soul.
Just peasants. But we're so small in number. I don't feel confident about attacking them.
Fight! Attack!
Come on, dwarves. I should capture the city for the trolls first. Yeah, maybe. Oh well. Whether win or lose, let's blast some peasants apart. We have got good ranged sides. It will allow me to get a feel for the units. We're dwarves, damn it. We can take a bit of, you know, we can take a bit of fire and all that. Oh, we don't get miners, so we're not going to be able to break walls down. I didn't expect the army list to be completely different from the dwarves. I thought it would be like a few themed units alongside the general dwarven army list. That's how what's it called? Cracker Drac is. Ugh. You'll beat Halo 1 on Heroic by the time I start playing. I don't try to be slow. Perhaps I'm trying to be a bit too thorough. Anyway. So it is kind of for my benefit, so that I know what I'm working with here. Okay. God, our units are so small! Look at that.
For mountain and home. The clans unite.
Better be able to punch a fair bit above their weight class if they're going to be like this.
For the ancestors.
Ugh. Okay, well, if it's going to be like that, we're going to have to be a bit sneaky about this. Their reinforcements are inside the city.
Will be ours.
So,
For mountain and home.
you go there,
War of vengeance.
you go there,
Most of the throng.
and
Yes.
go there. Okay, let's actually have a look at these. So these are the Obsidian Legionaries. Interesting. They've got a redo of the Ironbreakers design with their shields. Can I swap them over to their melee? No, I can't. Okay. They look pretty cool. The texture maybe could be sharpened up a little. It's a little blurry on their shoulders. Maybe that's because I've got the textures down a little bit. There's our Lord. Actually, our Lord isn't thick-skulled. It's Old Door Greybeard, of course. So. And the dwarves dwarfing the cannons. We have our scouts. They've got guns. Okay, so they're like Thunderer-armed rangers. And we have the sentries here with their great axes. Cool. I like the colours of them. I like the beige. Or the cream colour to their units. Yeah, Warbreaker? No, you don't.
We have scores to
Right.
Far range fast.
Dwarves. March up here.
Through. Go.
Actually, cannon,
Off we go.
push up to here.
Move on.
How far can they fire? There. And there. Okay, go here.
Dodge.
They look nice. Yeah, they look. I like the look of them. I just think maybe the textures on these could be done a bit, but overall they look very nice. Nah, Bretonian, you die. Yes, yes. Let's save our ammunition. Oh, we find the defensive stakes. Oh, apparently they can still use them on the walls. They shouldn't be able to. Maybe that's a patch which is coming. Okay. Shoot that wall. Knock a hole in it. Bam! Bam! I can actually help with this. Come on. Pow! If you want to shoot the cannons yourself, you press insert when you're controlling the unit. Also, you might be able to see there the cannonballs bounce off the walls. Don't put your units right underneath the walls when you're shooting them with cannons. Otherwise, I missed the wall. Otherwise, I'll get hit by the cannonball rebounding off the wall. Pow! I might just let the AI do it. Actually, you gotta be able to do that? 18%. 20, 22. Might not be able to knock a hole in it. Do I want to move my guys up to here? I'm gonna attack the walls, but they'll be taking fire from their archers. I prefer to knock a hole in their wall, honestly. Oh, get up. That's a grudgeon.
The clans unite! Dwarf warriors! War of vengeance!
Get up that wall, Dawi. They're gonna be tired from that, but nah.
Satisfy the grudge! We stay hot! We'll got it! Shoot!
Go over here.
We will have vengeance!
I'd like you to climb the wall too.
Dwarf warriors!
And there. We might be able to just get through the wall.
We demand blood! Firing on fire!
What's this going to be like? Yow.
Yes!
Eh. Come on.
It is a reckoning!
I'll get down there.
Blow through! Kill herds! Obey me! Strike out! Shield bearers hold!
This probably won't go too well. Oh well.
Axes out!
Pow! Ooh, wow. That's a powerful cannon. Powerful gun. He just took out a row of enemy units with it. What's he attacking with? Oh, he's got a pick. Get over there. We're not on the walls, lads.
We demand blood. Yes,
I suppose the bonus of being so
relentless.
such small squads is that we can climb the walls pretty quickly.
Kazoo. It is an order. Satisfy the grudge. Getting close. Getting close.
Yes, our lands.
For Grimnir! I have no respect. Vengeance!
Let's go up there.
Guard it! We demand blood!
How many kills have we got? 20, 21.
Yes, then!
Nearly through. Like one more volley, perhaps?
Dwarf warriors! The season of our discontent! Shoot! Behold the mountain!
Pow! There we go.
The Dawi are ready! Moving out! Go!
Hello. Form up
Ridge fast!
in a scat.
Move now! Kazoo!
And shoot some fire into their flank. Ow. Could you, like, shoot through that gap? Kind of. A little bit lower. That was alright. We're probably not going to win this. Oh well. Yeah. There.
The way! Cut strike out!
Ugh.
Now! Dwarf warriors! Moving out! Charge!
Take them on the flank.
Nothing can stop us! Strike out! Our fire undimmed! Fire at will! Fire at will! For the High King! Ready! Come on! Charge! Pull out!
Don't flee. Cowards.
Ready! Satisfaction! Get moving! Plow through! They have wronged us!
Don't run. Oh dear.
For mountain and hall!
Well,
I Grimnir, I order thee!
you do think these numbers might be wrong?
Ready to
Maybe.
for the ancestor
I don't know.
Satisfy the
I don't see why it would be like this. I haven't got anything which would affect numbers of the units.
Let the vengeance begin! We will have vengeance! Drag them! Ready to serve! Kill them! Dwarf warriors! Ready! I'm moving!
Come on, get back up there.
Far, range fast! Sir! Close to the throne! Scarf!
I mean, I don't know about... Hmm.
For the ancestor gods!
I mean, it's not like it would be impossible.
Bring out the axes! Bring everything! I am the ranking lord! Withdraw!
And there we go. Yep, they fled. Hmm. Let me have a look. I will just have a brief look on the Steam page for the mod. I mean, I don't think there really shouldn't be any reason why it would be smaller than normal. I haven't got any mods which modify that. Let's see. It's updated for the last patch. Hmm. Hmm. I'm not seeing anything about it specifically, so it might be. Let me have a look at like a picture of the unit sizes or something if I can see that. Well, there's some screenshots and it seems like the units are actually supposed to be rather small. Okay, well, I mean, I don't think it's impossible. That battle... I don't think there was a very high chance of that battle going better than what it was. I apologize for that. So, we could certainly deal with this on its own. If I wasn't just so... full of, vigor to give some damned Umgi a crumpen. You asked at Discord. Okay, well, I mean, I don't know. But there was some screenshots on the Steam page, and they had rather small unit sizes. So, as I said, if I feel it would make sense if the units are smaller in size. But there isn't a mention of it of the Steam page. Let me see, roster. The theme of having smaller to medium unit sizes for the Legion in general and or the Veteran unit is good, and that allows you to make them more elite and better equipped than other dwarf units. Okay, so it seems like it's actually a decision by the mod author. I'm seeing under the roster thread on the Steam page that someone else is saying he likes the idea of it, and it seems like it is actually a decision. As I said, I just need to be better equipped for the siege. I believe it's still possible. Our units are quite tough. They were able to hold on pretty well during that battle. We just need more firepower. And since we have a lot of, like, variant units, I'm pretty sure we'll be able to bring that. I'm biting off more than I can chew at the beginning of the campaign, so it's me learning the faction. I like the change if that's how it is supposed to be, which is a feeling I'm getting. What's this? Nation of Artisans and Miners. Frontier Medicine. We can get free healthcare. Income from farms minus 100%. Plus 15 growth, public order plus 2, or best medical care. Increased farms, income. And casualty replenishment rate plus 50% by public order minus 4. Okay, so you can either get a growth or public order bonus at the cost of income from farms. Or get more income from farms. More casualty replenishment. But lower public order? You don't have to get either of them, actually. You could just not do that. Because they're not tied to anything else later on. That generates oath gold. Sure, let's at least get that. Because we'll probably need more industry.
Ready.
Or more income, rather. And end of the first turn. 1 hour in, and end of the first turn after I get my butt kicked by Bretonnian peasants. We'll be back. That's a grudgeon. I did see someone mention that they might have had a bit of a conflict with Mixu's Legendary Lords Part 2. I don't know whether we'll be having any issue with that. When was that comment made? Just have a look. That comment was made 12 hours ago. It's also a mod that the mod author uses, so maybe something else is modifying it. Okay, well, part 2. Baron Thegan is feeling like he's got a good chance against us. I feel more confident about this than the siege battle. Because we're in the open field, and we'll be able to bring our guns and cannons to bear. Our guns and cannons to bear, yeah. We did lose 1 unit of, Obsidian Legionnaires. And it's a narrow pass battle, so that's in our favor as well.
Cannon!
Put the cannon up here. The scouts. How long is your range? Pretty good. Put you there. Yeah, like that. Yep, covering the approach. Go like that.
Yes!
And the sentries. Oh, like this.
Lord!
And you go there.
The clans unite!
Okay. Start battle. Shoot some peasants. Pow! Oh, I like that. The cannons have got some dwarven runes on it. That's nice. Otherwise, they're Empire cannons. Bam! Oh, peasants. Gonna have a very bad day. You missed. Shoot them. How? Why'd you explode? Nothing hit you. Oh, no, that was our lord. That's our lord sniping them. I thought it was a cannonball. That is a powerful gun he's got. How? Come on. How? Splat. Yeah, he just like kills like 5 of them in a row. Go for them. Move up. Bam! Bam! This is what I imagined the cat faction being like. Just artillery blasting the enemy to pieces at ranged. You have to play. You have to, if you want to use the cannons, you have to have the HUD on. Otherwise, you just don't get to see the targeting crosshair. And that means you have to exit the cannon's ability and come back into it again. Bam! Pow! Boing! We got some hits there. Move up. Yeah, this is just dwarves. The dwarven gun lines, the faction. There's a guy on a horse there. Try and knock him off.
For the ancestor gods, this won't be fire. For the Karazenko.
Ciao. Bam! Bam! Poor peasants. Yeah, everyone's just got guns.
Victory will be ours. Attack the orcs!
Are you sniping him? How? Oof! Yeah, that hit him.
Dwarf warriors! For Grimnir! The Dawi are ready!
Throw some axes, lads. Actually, don't throw axes, they're fleeing.
Range far, range fast! Ready! Axes out!
Pow!
For the ancestors! Shows the target, Lord!
Go away! And there we go. Much better. Oh, you're going to go. Well, thank you for joining. See you. I hope you have a good day. Night, whatever. There we go. That was more like how I imagined things going. Yeah, you just sit back and let your cannons and all your guns do the work for you. We didn't lose anyone during that. Massive difference. So we're just going to be doing like the ultimate example of dwarven what's it called, hill forting, with just like a box of dwarves bristling with guns and cannons. Thankfully they did have a lot of cavalry. Yeah, I wonder how we do have that ability on our scouts, is it? Or one of these 2 units which slows units down when they hit them? It'd be fun if we could place like minefields or something like that. I wonder if you could do that. I wonder if you could make like minefields or something, because you could have stakes. People have made stakes. Could you have like a minefield which you spawn and you place on the ground and it's stalked, and then when a unit moves over it, they detonate? That'd be pretty fun. Release the captives. And we're getting into like, you know, dwarves with like machine guns. What about dwarves with like armored bunkers?
My axe thirsts for war.
Dwarves with God. Let's get Route Marcher, because we're going to have to be doing a fair bit of walking around over here. Oh, Elon answered. Okay. Thank you very much, Elon, for your time. It's correct, the numbers of models per unit is supposed to be that low. Ah, okay, well, thank you very much for your confirmation on that, Elon. And thank you for asking. We are going to have to just... Can we run past you? No, we can't. You move to there. And do that. We can actually get Obsidian Legionnaires. Oh. Ultra Mountain. Let's get Apothecary. And we'll get Legion Training Field. And end turn. Oh, what's this?
We'll hear it before Oath Gold.
Oh, hello, Sultan Jafar. What do you want? Non-aggression pact. Well, With the brave dwarves of the world's edge come to our aid. Well, we're the dwarves of the, Atalan Mountains, but... You know what? Sure, because we're probably going to be annoying a lot of Bretonians. So, teaming up with you is probably going to be for the best. Let us zoom past, and we'll get back to the Vulture Mountain. We'll have to retreat for the moment. We do have a unique lord, which I saw before, the Obsidian Legion Commander. Cool. Lord save 5%. Enemy hero action success chance minus 20%. Or discipline.
For the wisdom of the
Beastmen. Great. And we're just building there.
time for a reckoning.
Yep, we can't recruit anything. Okay, end turn. Wah. Oh, pardon me. Just looking at Discord. What's this? Ark and the Black. I require a little token of your esteem. You want me to pay you for a trade agreement? No. Do you think this actually matters to my eternal plans? No. You've got gold in their tombs. I'm really gonna want to take it from you. Got chaos corruption causing here because of those damned beastmen. Go down to Vulture Mountain. Here we go.
Let us begin.
And get some Obsidian Legionnaires. I'm gonna get... Yeah, sure. 3 more. Their shield break is actually really good. You put them on the front lines, they shoot the enemy's shielded infantry. Not a problem. Let's see. Okay. Oh. Arkan, what do you want? Military access. No. Go away, Arkan. Stop bothering me, you dusty-boned... I don't know. Nagash worshipper. Follower. Hello, Sri. I'm probably going to have to get rid of you. You're being a pain. Yep. Okay. And 18 turns until population growth. Our growth is very low. We're really going to be fighting for survival for quite a while, aren't we? Declare war. Yes. Hey, you. Get out of here. These are Dawi lands. And I don't want to have to deal with your type around here. With our smaller unit numbers, I'm probably going to be playing a lot of the battles myself, just so that we're minimizing the casualties, because auto-resolve tends to just smash the 2 armies together and not take into account things like ranged. Need to capture the cities that's in control of the trolls. Yeah, yep. I will certainly focus on that after my units get replenished.
For the ancestor gods.
I think that will be a good target for us to go for next. Okay, sentries. You can go there. You can go there. Ooh, actually, the scouts are Vanguard deploy, and they're stalked. That's nice. Okay, you, and you. Pull back.
Nothing can stop us. Get moving. Lord, move now. Rage far, rage fast. Come on, now. Nothing can stop us.
I might have put you a little bit too close. Can you even see? No, you're kind of behind a hill. Move up there, I suppose.
Nothing can stop us.
Yeah. And like that.
For the carrier's anchor. Nothing can stop us. Kazakan, ha!
Pull back a bit more.
Move! The clans unite!
Oh, not having that cannon firing is...
Almost dwarven legs! Kill him! Go! On the way! Move! War of vengeance! Strike out! Kill them! Yes! This war is square! Kill the old splitters! Dwarf warriors! Yes, Spain!
Get down there.
Dwarfen legs! Sir! Nothing can stop us! For the ancestor
Ow.
gods! For the Karazantor!
Come on, cannons. Please. Get rid of a bunch of those,
It is a reckoning! Anu!
Ow.
Range
You're actually hurting my lord quite a lot.
yes! For the Karazantor!
Just shoot him.
Charge! For the ancestors. Axes out, lads. They have wronged us. Aye.
Okay, good, good.
Charge! For the ancestors. Dwarf
Excellent.
warriors. It is a reckoning. Dwarf warriors. Charge! Ready to serve. Yes, Lord.
Those are some good cannonballs.
Ready to serve.
Losing a lot of our scouts, though.
Right far, right fast.
Yeah, they're brave. But
They have wronged us. Kill the oath splitters.
those threes come back.
Dwarf warriors. Charge!
Get up on that ridge.
Go! For the Karas Anchor.
Come on. Pow, 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 pow.
The clans unite. Move! Shield bearers hold. Satisfy the grunts.
Oh, wow.
Plow through. Next kill is ours.
I don't know. Yeah, shoot them.
Ready.
These?
Pull out. Dwarf warriors. Move!
There we go. Ugh. That was rather close.
Let the vengeance begin. Move now!
I feel like we're going to be saying that quite often.
Pump those dwarven legs. Strike out.
Makes a nice change being
The vengeance begin.
outnumbered like this.
The clans unite.
Okay. Ugh. Hello, welcome. What's this? Quick one. Do I know how to turn on blood and gore? Well, there should be a setting for it in the game settings. However, you do have to purchase the blood and gore. It is a DLC for Warhammer 1 Total War, and if you buy that, and it's pretty cheap, if you get that, it becomes active for Warhammer 2 Total War as well. Ugh. So, welcome. You have bought the DLC for Rome 2, Attila, Warhammer 1 and 2, and I see no change in games I play on Ultra. It's also a DLC for Total War 2, is it? Pardon me, I might have something wrong. Because I know I only purchased it for Warhammer 1. And it was available, and it was active for Warhammer 2 as well. Release the captives.
Summon me if you dare.
Go back to Volta Mountain. Let me have a look. Yes, there is. Blood for the Blood God 2. That is the, would have to purchase for the blood and gore effects. So. Check the options. Yeah, there should be a setting in the options. Let me have a look. Under game settings, I think. Graphics. Blood effects. There we go. Under advanced settings for graphics.
For the wisdom of the layer.
Okay, old door, you can get... I'm gonna get inspiring presence, because I'd like to improve my army a bit more. And we can get Obsidian Legionnaires Charge Breakers. I suppose those come with the explosive charge packs? Do I happen to know in Attila Road 2? If you want gore effects for Attila Road 2, yes, there will be a Blood and Gore DLC to purchase for both of those as well. Slightly annoying, but I believe it's so that the games can have a lower rating. I don't actually own Blood and Gore for Attila and Rome 2. My reason?
Let us begin.
Don't know why. I think the one for Attila is actually a bit more than that. I think it includes, like, effects for plagued armies and so on. Okay. End turn. We'll get these charge packs and then wait a turn or two. Replenish our numbers and then we'll attack those trolls up there. Hopefully they won't be too powerful to deal with. They're also going to be causing the chaos corruption. For people just joining, we are currently having a look at the Greybeard Prospectors faction mod by Elon, which adds a dwarven faction to play. Well, allows us to play as this dwarf faction down here with a completely new army list, which is quite nice. So after I get that, yeah, I'd like the Steel Rain Mortar. Nice. We get Demolisher Cannons also. There's going to be so many explosions later on. Okay. Yep. I suppose just wait around in there. Do I want to trade with you? Oh, we are trading with you. And we've got a non-aggression pact with you. Okay. Sure. And turn. I should get the melee tree to get the shield wall and like otherwise the cavalry jump. Mess me up hard. I'm wondering if we have any anti-large ranged. I mean, we've got cannons. The cannons are anti-large. Kind of. They can deal with large units. Dwarves generally have charge defense versus large on most of their units. I wonder if that still applies for us. But with our small number size.
The Britons come to parley. Their realm must be in trouble.
Yeah. What do you want? Non-aggression pact. 300. Nah. Leave us alone. We have our own problems, Bretonians. Hey! Public order is improved. Okay. Move up to here.
Onward.
And encamp. Can we get a hero? No, we can't. End turn. And then we'll attack either path the next turn. Goes tic-tac-toe and all of these flying heroes.
Make your proposal. My
Hello.
Longbeards grumble some.
Arkan, what do you want? Non-aggression pact. No. Actually going to be a bit of a problem if the Tomb Kings attack us. Because they're unbreakable. I just have to snipe their lords, I suppose. The mortars will definitely help. We'll be able to just blast the skeletons apart at ranged. Our armies are just going to be so... Like, half of it's just going to be artillery, I suspect. Which is nice. My dwarf armies don't tend to be too much artillery. I think I tend to have about 3 or 4 pieces of artillery in my dwarven armies. Grudge throwers are really good. And then maybe a cannon and a organ gun or something. I don't tend to use the flame things. Do we actually get flame cannons? No, we get organ guns. I don't get flame cannons though. Demolisher cannons are anti-large. Blunderbusters aren't. Heavy thunderers aren't. Rocket launchers are anti-large. I suppose that would make sense. Heavy thunderers, grenade launchers, snipers. Are they anti-large? No, they're just armor piercing. And rocket launchers, bombardment. Do they fire them up into the air? Are they like hand mortars or something? Line breakers. Resilience, high forest. Oh, they don't actually have charge defense versus large. These do. Shield walls do. Plus 25 missile parry. Plus 8 melee defense. Minus 50% speed. Plus and expert charge defense. Okay, yeah, they're really... That's really good. Like, okay, I see what you mean. So they have a skill specifically for holding the line against the enemy. We'll have to wait until... I suppose we get the Eye of the Panther then. Come on. Let's go. Try and get rid of these trolls. Yep. It's Sly. Stone trolls, forest trolls, and southern trolls. Not too much of a problem. We have a lot of artillery. Oh no, we have a lot of ranged. Those stone trolls. Should we focus on the forest trolls? Southern trolls or the stone troll? Ooh, it's a unique map. Battle of Eye of the Panther. Some nice lanes to fire down there. Because the stone trolls have physical resistance and missile resistance. But only until they're broken, and then they lose that, and they become basically like any other trolls.
Cannon!
Okay, cannon, there.
Yes, Fade!
Sentries, there.
Aye.
Thunderers like that.
Rondus.
You like that.
Dwarf warriors!
And our charge breakers. They don't actually have flaming attacks. They just have explosions, I suppose.
Victory will be ours! We demand blood!
Okay, let me have a look at the terrain. I'm gonna have to be looking at the lay of the land to get a feel for the bumps and hills and all that, so that we can actually fire over them. Which is something I remember having to do in Empire Total War so much. Is it a good or bad idea to have Vanguard deployment cavalry deployed behind the enemy in the corners of the map? Also, welcome. Generally, I don't think there's that much room to deploy a cavalry behind the enemy on maps. If you can squeeze them into the very narrow gap there. I suppose it can be. The AI will tend to turn towards your cavalry, and it will, like, send a part of its army after your units. For faster moving cavalry, I think it could be a good idea. Say, Pistoliers, Outriders, or the Norskins, like, you know, Marauder Cavalry. If those can Vanguard deploy, I can't remember. Or the Chaos Hounds and so on. If you can hide them in forests, and I tend to use like the dogs to hunt down enemy artillery. So I keep them hidden. Oh, they're over there. Until they come on. Get up here. Until the enemy get closer, then I reveal my Vanguard deployed units to shoot their or to deal with their artillery. I don't know if I'm not making sense. I'm focusing on this. Maybe it's different in Warhammer 2. You've only ever played Warhammer 1. I can't remember. The maps generally aren't very good for like Vanguard deploying units too much. Because the either the Vanguard deployment zone is pretty much just in front of the enemy. There's not that much in the way of space. Yeah, they got blasting charges. Nah. Boom, 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 boom. Wow, that's a big explosions. Come on, they're just stone trolls. Blow them up. What was the... Ah!
Ready to serve.
They're broken, but they're not broken.
Move! Yes! Vengeance!
Wait, hang on. Oh, I know what I know what the problem is, I think. Yeah. There's no like retreat zone for the faction. So they're just standing there. That's a bit of a issue which would need to be fixed. It's a map issue. There's no retreat zone. So the AI is just standing there. Because I have nowhere to retreat to. That's why the trolls are still attacking. Bam! Custom map? Yes. This would be a map added by GCCM. Which I do recommend. Though some of the maps need a bit of a reworking. So. Bam! Yep, there they go. See. They're being a bit dumb. But we could just hit the trolls with our cannons. Bam! Let's move our infantry out of range. Because I was wondering why they were still attacking them, even though they had retreated. It's because if they haven't got a retreat spot, they just hang around and they don't actually, they don't stop attacking. It's a nice map. A little dwarven settlement in a mountain like this. Pretty cool. However, as I said, it needs a retreating zone somewhere, so the AI can run towards it. As it stands, doesn't seem to have any place down, so they're just standing around while they're fleeing. Come on. Shoot him!
Fire!
Yep. We can just end the battle. They've all fled, but... May as well be thorough. We get a bit more experience for shooting them all.
Ready to serve! We demand blood! Let the vengeance begin!
Whatever. With the Vanguard deployment stuff, I think some of the maps in... A number of the maps in Warhammer 2 are possibly a bit better for Vanguard deploying units, especially into forests, because the forests Warhammer 2 maps can be... I think tend to be a bit heavier. So you have more spots to hide your units in the forests. Whereas in Warhammer 1, I feel sometimes the forests were... or either all on the other side of the map, or not really in the areas you tend to be fighting in. And very small, so they weren't that useful. Or far away from where the enemy would be putting their units. There we go. Just occupy. We get Choir Master. A typical Choir Master's conundrum is how many verses of "She was only a halfling's daughter" to regale the Elven Ambassador with, the full 260 or the shorter 180 stanza version. Teller of Tales. Not an official title, but there is always one Longbeard in the feasting hall that can engross an audience with a fine tale, if offered to tankard of ale.
For the wisdom of the layer.
Okay. Bravery and steel, melee defense and attack. More ammunition? And missile defense? Oh, missile damage, actually. Is there one... Do we have something which increases the speed of our artillery? And like that would do much? No. In the midst of battle, yeah, I think. Engineering destruction. Ammunition, reload speed, missile damage. Okay. Yeah, get bravery and steel. And I, the Panther. What can we get here? Oh, interesting. It's got... it's got gems here. That's nice. Get mustering hall. Actually, no. Get the gems and upgrade to a dwarven outpost.
Let us begin.
There we go. We'll also be able to get our shield walls next, which will be very useful. Holding out against the enemy artillery... enemy cavalry and units. And will give us a better front line to maneuver around to shoot the enemy in the flanks. Just as a reminder for people, we are playing as the Greybeard Prospectors, which is a... well, a Greybeard Prospectors mod made by modder Elon, which fleshes out the Greybeard Prospectors faction into their own unique dwarven faction focused on artillery, ranged units, and so on. Quite neat so far. We have very small unit sizes though, which is going to make things tricky. We're very limited in number, and against all the enemies, it's going to be require some creative uses. So I look forward to the challenge. Even though I do only play on normal. I don't play on high difficulties because I don't like the idea of the AI getting the bonuses. Anyway. Right. Now, 2 more turns for those two. Okay. Also, we're just gonna have to be waiting around, I suppose. We're a very slow-growing faction. Slower still because we're a Prospectors. So we do have options on things to do. There's a land encounter over there which I could get. Depending on how big the army guarding it would be. If there is an army guarding it. Araby has Bel Aliad. I would like that. It has gold in it.
Let's hear what you have to say. We'll hear it before oath gold.
What do you want? Defensive alliance. No, I don't think we'll go that far. Maybe it's better in Warhammer 2, but the AI gets ridiculous bonuses in Warhammer 1. I believe the bonuses are probably the same for Warhammer 2 and 1. It's, as I said, it's the main reason why I don't play on high difficulties, because I don't like the idea of the AI just having better units than I do. I like it if the playing field is even. Then it just comes down to how I play, rather than whether I'm able to, like, I don't know. You don't have to use, like, cheese tactics as much, I suppose, to overcome the enemy. Though, you know, it does provide a greater challenge on the higher difficulty. It's just not for me. Do I teach? No, I do not.
Summon me if you dare.
You've seen Erengrad with a settlement field, with one settlement field, 20 unit strong armies. I believe the AI will tend to do that regardless. I think they will get a income bonus or higher difficulty levels. But
To war.
The AI, I think even on normal, gets a bit more money than the human player does. I mean, you can see up here, what? We have 2,500 as base income, which was previously called the, like, King's Purse in the historical games. Which is, like, the general amount of money, the base amount of money you make per turn. And then you have taxes and so on top of it. Taxes and trade. Okay, enter. The AI does get ridiculous bonuses. I don't mind if it makes it easier. I like having a battle which I'm able to squish the enemy with no problem. I like it if it's easy every now and then, because I find battles which are just like a cakewalk are as much fun as difficult battles. And they provide contrast. If every battle is a struggle, then I get tired very quickly. So every now and then I like a battle with just like, oh, it's just spearmen. I can just blow them apart with magic and laugh at how powerful I feel. And then the AI sends, like, armies which are steam tanks and great swords and all that. And knocks me down to size again. Barakavar confederated into Karasakarak. Lovely. That's a bit early, isn't it?
As long as I am Lord, this thing will receive no hospitality from me.
Yeah, hello, Sharon. What do you want? Our magic's weakened, so perhaps a cessation of the war is best. We're at war? We haven't even met. No. I mean, 2000. Where are you? You're up there. Actually, you know what? Sure. I'm glad you accept. Mayhap there are more pacts we could bind you with. I'm just accepting that because you're all the way over there, like up here. Chances are you're going to be defeated by Khemri, so essentially it's free money for me because I'm not going to be fighting you anytime soon. I haven't even fought you. If you're willing to pay me 2,000, sure, whatever. We do start with a nice amount of money as this faction. I think it was like 1,000, 13,000 or something. The music is from Rome 2, if you're not mistaken. You think you recognize it? It might sound similar. I believe it might be its own unique tracks. I haven't got any mods which add the Rome 2 soundtrack into this.
For the wisdom of the layer. Time for a reckoning.
Maybe it's a,
My
it might
axe
be a,
thirsts for war.
what's it called? Oh, what do you call it? You know, like a reimagining of a tune from previous ones. Ooh, what are these? We get watch rooms and guard halls. Oh, that actually gets us a steel rain mortar and a demolish cannon for the level, for the next level. And what's this one? Scouting camp. Ambush success chance, plus 15%. Ambush defense chance, plus 25%. Provides garrison, 1 sentries, 1 scouts. Unlocks recruitment of sentries and scouts. Vanguard outpost. Okay. Oh, it lowers campaign movement range. That's quite useful. And it gets Legion Vanguards. Acting as self-sufficient commando groups, these Dawi have taken out key targets that the main army can't deal with easily otherwise. Okay, I'm gonna have to have a look at that unit to see what their bonuses are. No. Oh, we can't get them in the normal settlements? No. Okay, we can't get them in the normal settlement. We can only get them from this scouting camp. So what did they get? Offensive fighting style. Constant. In melee, winning melee combat. Winning melee combat. Plus 16 melee attack, plus 20% weapon damage, minus 8 melee defense. When the opponent is on defense, then hit harder and press the advantage. Or defensive fighting style. Oh, I see. So they have offensive fighting style while they're winning, and they have defensive fighting style if they're losing. So it switches from higher melee attack and weapon damage to higher physical resistance and melee defense. If the opponent is winning, then buy as much time as you can without dying. Nice. That's interesting. Hide Forest, Stalk, Vanguard Deploy, Resilience, 25% magic resistance. And oh, they're mace infantry. Okay. Do they have armor piercing then? 8 armor piercing. 33 speed. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's faster than normal dwarves. They're 28. They're 26. Yeah. They don't have ranged attacks though. I suppose you use them in conjunction with sentries and scouts. You can get ancestor shrines. Allows us to get players and all that. It doesn't say anything about having limited recruitment of those. And we had some skills which meant that we had it increased the number of them we could recruit. Maybe it's just not listing it. I the Panther. I will get kind of want more cannons. Try to get a herbalist. Look at that. That gives us growth 28 at level 4. 20 for level 3. It's really not that much growth. I get a mustering hall. We need some shield walls. And upgrade the gem mines. We do get more money from gem mines as well. So getting the mines is good, because that's what we're here for. Ooh, hang on. Last line of defense. Okay, melee defense and morale increase. Improved black powders mixtures. Better gunpowder for rifles allows more impactful and damaging shots. Missile damage plus 10% for units utilizing rifles, and armor piercing missile damage plus 10%. Okay. And it's got repeater rifles. Adding repeater technology makes it much easier and faster to reload. Reload speed plus 15% for all units using rifles, or a rifled barrel. Rifled barrels allow for a more stable flight of the bullet, thus increasing the range of the projectile. So you can either get faster firing, or you can get increased range. Actually, there seems to be a lot of these. Yeah, there's a lot of like choice decision choice researchers here. We can either choose free healthcare or best medical care, Arabian trade or nomad desert warfare, law and order or gold rush, and we just choose one of the ancestor gods to focus on. And it's the same here. Bombard tactics, behemoth of steel, right to plunder, mercenary arms. Interesting, interesting. Okay. So there's a lot of choices we're going to be having to make during this campaign. Don't know how I feel about that. I mean, it's a neat idea, but I get anxious if there's decisions to be made. I just have to live with them. Okay. I kind of like the idea of higher range. That means that we'll be able to hit enemies earlier on. And it'll give us more flexibility on the battlefield. We'll be able to cover flanks better. Reload speed is nice, but... What's this? Scientific exchange with the Empire. Locks the Oath of Loyalty technology. Okay, where's the Oath of Loyalty technology? Inspired by pirate technology. Oh, that's from the Analyze Skaven technology. Ooh, wow. Okay. I'm just going to spend some time looking over this, because this is interesting. Where's that? Diplomat, Oxy Oath of Loyalty technology. Let's see it. Is that a thing you get?
Let us begin.
No. Okay. Is it this one then? Tribute to the High King? Is that what it locks? Because this is like focusing on staying with the dwarves, whereas these ones are like getting aside from the dwarves. Which is interesting in itself. Empire-inspired heavy armor. Heavy Umgi armor is paper thin, but also ridiculously lightweight. A bit of good old Dawi smithing added, and we can produce armor that weighs much less and still offers acceptable protection. Locks the Empire-inspired light armor technology. Oh, I see. Okay. Maybe that means that it locks these ones. Maybe. Anyway. So we can either get armor, minus 30 for heavily, plus 100 armored units. Okay, so units with 100 plus armor get minus 30 armor, but they get plus 15% speed for heavily armored units. Interesting. Or, inspired light armor. Armor plus 30 for lightly armored, less than 100 armor units, but slower speed. Mass-produced ammunition. The Umgi way of making bullets is much faster and cost-effective than the Dawi way. However, the bullets produced are also inferior. Locks the silver bullets technology. Oh, that's there. Plus 25% for units utilizing rifles, ammunition. Minus 25% upkeep, but also lowers missile damage and armor-piercing missile damage. And Imperial Diplomacy. Okay. Silver bullets. It took a lot of negotiation to be granted the secret of the manufacturing of these bullets, but with it, otherworldly monsters can be vanquished with ease. Oh, I see. That gets rid of explosive rounds over there. Yeah. Enables magical projectiles for heavy thunderers. Enables magic projectiles for obsidian legionnaires. And also for scouts. All armies. Ooh. That's nice. So all of our, like, rifle units get magic projectiles. That's neat. I wonder if that came along with, like, a visual effect. That'd be neat. If you could, if that was possible. Imperial tactics. So who are we fighting today? Beastmen? Alright, formation Y it is then. We'll do this by the book. Locks the Imperial diplomacy technology. Weapon strength plus 10% when fighting against vampire counts. Weapon strength increase. Okay, when fighting against certain... Yep. Get bonuses when fighting against different armies. Not Skaven, I notice. Inspired by pirate technology, the undead pirates have a unique approach to their use of black powder, and there is something poetic in borrowing ideas from pirates, although more traditional Dawi may not agree. Minus 20 diplomacy with dwarves, minus 40 diplomacy with vampire coast, vampire corruption plus 4 all provinces, okay. Pirate hand cannons. While not as useful against armor, the hand cannons can deal much more devastating damage to lightly armored targets. Replaces the Obsidian Legionnaire blunderbuss with a Vampire Coast style hand cannon, dealing much more damage overall at slightly larger range, however losing most of its armor piercing capabilities in return. All armies. Interesting, that's actually changing how a unit functions. Or pirate hand bombs. Throwing grenades can be used to stun or slow down the enemy to set up kills by other means, or they can be used to kill the enemy directly without relying on support of other troops. Replaces the charge breakers with Vampire Coast style hand bombs, delivering much more damage to infantry but no longer applying the disoriented contact effect all armies. Use extra powder. Using more powder than usual can make for more powerful shots as long as the weapon doesn't explode. Luckily, dwarf-made guns are as sturdy as guns get. All units with black powder weapons get the passive extra powder ability, all armies. Or explosive rounds, making each bullet a small explosive. This technology makes every gunner even more deadly. Grants explosive ammunition to heavy thunderers, to obsidian legionnaires, and to scouts. That sounds nice. Learn taunting. The fine art of insulting your opponent during battle to make them reckless. Grants all hero characters the taunt ability, the arts of hornswaggling. This is how you make words hurt. Grants all lord characters the hornswaggle ability, all armies. Okay. And Skaven technology. Working with Skaven technology is difficult, dangerous, and very unpopular, with the Skaven as well as Dawi. However, its volatile nature can prove invaluable on the battlefield. Yeah, that really tanks diplomacy with dwarves and Skaven. Skaven corruption plus 4 provinces. Poisoned weapons. Some Dawi say that the use of poisoned weapons is dishonourable, but at the same time, they have no problem to burn their enemies at a crisp from afar. No lads, I say whatever gives us an edge over the enemy is fair game. Enables poison attacks for sentries, scouts, and Legion Vanguard. All armies. Okay. Formula for aggressive corrosives. Skaven elite troops seem to sometimes use some kind of extra effective corrosive on their weapons. Our alchemists were able to replicate the formula. However, you still pretty much need to have a death wish to use something like that on your weapon. Enables Weeping Blade attacks, minus 50% enemy armor for slayers, all armies. Ooh, that's nice. It's just like powerful armor sundering on slayers. Deathwind grenades. After studying samples of the unstable substance used by Skaven Deathwind globadiers, alchemists found a way to imitate its effects with slightly less risky ingredients and an improved container. Replaces the grenades shot by heavy thunderers grenades with Deathwind globes, very effective against infantry, all armies. Or poison wind grenades. Okay. Replaces, yeah, grenades with poison wind globes. I suppose effective against large targets. Okay, so this is how it used to be. This is based on how these used to work. Because now Deathwind grenades deal explosive damage, I think, on contact, whereas poison wind grenades deal damage over time when they hit a unit. The way the poison wing globadiers and deathwing globadiers work for the Skaven was changed in the last patch, I believe. Previously, poison wing globadiers used to be anti-large. However, with the addition of was it the last patch or the previous patch? I can't remember. At some point, they were changed. Poison wing globadiers used to be anti-large. But with the addition of what? With the addition of Jezzails, I suppose, they moved to, like, dealing poison damage over time. And they lost the anti-large, which so that it could be taken up by the Jezzails, I think. If I'm remembering correctly. Possibly not. Warp flame-infused brimstone shots. Combining warpstone-based technology with established Dawi technology is either a testament of misunderstood genius or mad hubris. The latter is much more likely, but for now, its efficiency on the battlefield cannot be denied. Replaces the brimstone shot with warpstone-infused flame shots, adding an explosive and a contaminated effect. However, the shot cannot be aimed at airborne targets, all armies. Adopt Skaven rocket technology. Skaven rocket technology is surprisingly advanced, though volatile, dangerous, and wicked as all Skaven inventions. For those who are not held back by these facts, it holds great destructive potential on the battlefield. Replaces the rockets with Skaven Doom rockets, which are very accurate and have enormous damage potential against infantry. Okay. It'd be neat if these, possibly as long with the grenades, also changed the artillery, the mortars, so that you shot the poison globes with the mortars, so you ended up being more chemical warfare like that. I mean, a lot of that is chemical warfare, but that's very interesting, all this. Okay, well, let's just get that for the moment. How are we going? The time. Oh, I went a bit over. Oh well. Very, very, very interesting upgrades and bonuses here and there. If we wait one more turn, then we'll be able to get some iron, get some shield walls, or shield walls. And I'll go and attack Martek again, because, you know, they fought us off once, and I would like that settlement ended, I suppose. Is it something? Let's check something. No. Okay. Never mind. What do you want? No. I'm not that interested in helping you, and you have gold in up here. I would like that. Make me a lot of money. What's this? A dwarf trade caravan is ringed by goblin wolf raiders. A stalemate has developed, but the foe refuses to relent. Such a local affray should be dealt with by the local lord, but your intervention could speed things up. Smash the enemy, or you're on your own. Smash the enemy.
Summon me if you dare.
Okay, can we...
Ready.
Yeah, we can. So, those have 170 upkeep cost.
It is time.
Move up to here.
Aye.
And... get those shield walls.
I am a lord of Bretonia. Never.
You have a lot of peasants.
My axe thirsts for war.
Actually might hang
Time for the
back a
reckoning.
bit. Get them there.
I will not blight my soul.
You'll still be able to get me.
You dishonor me.
I might have moved a bit too far. Can we deal with you?
I must keep my holy vow.
16 and another lord,
You
you'll probably
dishonor
attack me.
For the wisdom
Most
of the
likely you
way.
will attack me because you'll think you'll have a good chance against me.
Yes.
Ah,
My
I
axe
shouldn't have moved so quickly.
for war.
Have to wait another turn. I would be caught out in the open like that. I'm gonna have to think about what are the different what researchers we're going to have to get. We're going to get. I wonder if we can only get one of those trees. Are they all the Oath of Loyalty ones? Like we can only get like the Empire ones, Empire Coast ones, or the Skaven ones? Or can we get all of those? I know there's no greenskin ones, but I suppose greenskins don't have cannons. Maybe they could have something about Talia. Or about the southern realm. The border princes and the southern realms, because they utilize cannons and handguns, and they focus on light artillery. Like, what do you call them? Carabiners, is it?
What?
Okay,
Agrees.
you go like
Let
there.
us be about this.
Up to there.
Moving.
I am a lord
Yep,
of Bretonia.
that should be fine.
Never.
Recruit you. And turn. And then we'll go up to Martek and siege it again. We only have one cannon. If they attack us, then I'll probably end the turn and let them attack us. We'll be able to deal with them outside of their walls, and then we can attack the settlement afterward. I wonder whether the dwarves would utilize Skaven Jezzails. This faction, at least, would utilize Skaven Jezzails. That's another thing. Araby has Jezzails. Well, they have them mounted on camels. When we were playing as Araby, we actually did have access to Jezzails. They were a long-ranged sniper unit. Very good against heavily armored infantry. And they were on foot, though. They weren't mounted because, you know, animation issues. Or no available animations for mounted snipers like that. Certainly not ones on camels.
Come then.
Hello.
messenger. Spit out you.
No. No peace. I want Martek. You have iron in there. And There we go. If you're wondering about these wild herds which keep getting destroyed, that's from another mod I have, which is spawning random armies around the world. And they're only small, their armies. They're just there to cause a bit of chaos around the place.
Our paths have crossed.
Hey, his voice is different now.
Jade Wizard.
His isn't.
Yearn whispers.
Sultan Jafar sounds different though. That's nice. Doesn't sound like a beastman. Okay, end turn. Then we'll attack Martek. Yes, dwarf. Ah. Maybe you could scare them off by yelling in their direction. Nope, they're still there. You're not succeeding. Yell louder. No. I suppose you're just not very scary. Maybe he's just stubbing his toe over and over again. Jonza? Roar. Roar, roar, roar. Okay. Now. Your second army is actually filling up as well.
You take me for a child?
My axe thirsts for war.
Army of 15 against an army of... You don't have walls there, but...
To battle.
That's a lot of peasants. And you've got... cavalry. You have our shield walls. You might not have enough ammunition to deal with all of you. This is again where artillery would really come in handy. Okay, we're going to continue the siege. And if they, when they march out to attack us, I hope we'll be able to do a bit better against them. Because there's no way the AI is not going to march out. They've got higher numbers than us.
You may speak before my shield bearers and on the oath stone.
You require tribute now. Expensive alliance. 4. I suppose what. You don't understand, these people go to Subway and ask all the sauces available to save sandwich. I suppose they would overwhelm each other. Personally, I like mayonnaise in my sandwich. Or maybe I like mustard. Mayonnaise mostly. Has to be a good mayonnaise. So bad mayonnaise is... ugh. It can be too vinegary. This is a stream where we talk about mayonnaise. Now I'm kind of hungry for a sandwich. So much sauce that you won't taste anything. I remember a kid in primary school. He used to like tomato sauce sandwiches or ketchup sandwiches. I mean, you know, he was happy eating them. I don't know whether it's something I would have though. I don't really like tomato sauce anymore. On a meat pie, then it's obligatory. You have to have tomato sauce with a meat pie or a sausage roll.
Greetings, Bretonian.
But on anything else,
Get yourself of that
tomato sauce is just a bit too overpowering, I find. Anyway. There's some nice sauces. Like hamburgers and so on. Oh, what do we have? I forget the name of it. It's orange. It's a squeeze bottle. It's slightly spicy. That's pretty nice. Oh. Chipotle. I don't think so. It might start with an S. I'm not too sure. I don't have it often. It's not like hot spicy. Well, it's like it's not a burning spice like constant. It's like just for a bit when you first have it. Okay. Lot can go along here. Might be called something else here. Yeah, sure. Chipotle then. Let me have a look. I'm gonna look up sources briefly. Let me have a look on Woolworths. Sriracha mayo. That's what we have. So sriracha sauce.
It is a reckoning.
Okay, and you have those blasting packs. I'm gonna put you over here. Put you here. Those. Actually. Hold up. You're going to go like this. And I'm going to get sneaky. We're going to have you like this. You like this. Both of you like this, actually. You can be back here.
Dwarf warriors. It is a reckoning.
Oh, wrong way. There we go. Okay. And we can have you here.
We demand blood.
You
For Grimnir.
angle like that.
Dwarf
Go
warriors.
back a little bit more.
For the ancestors. Dwarf warriors. It is a reckoning.
See, I kind of want the blasting charges to be back from the front line
Dwarf warriors.
and able to fire through the gaps as the enemy come up through here.
Kill the oath splitters.
Would work quite well, I feel. So, it's a bit messy.
Ready to serve.
And you can go like here.
Dwarf warriors. For the High King.
It's very flat around this bridge. They're actually coming down from a hill. If we were here, perhaps it would work a bit better.
For the ancestors.
Yeah, let's pull back a bit.
Down.
Kind of like this. We're having to read the terrain a lot,
Dwarf warriors.
since we're primarily focused on ranged.
They
Thanks for a
have
nice change.
wronged us. For the Kara's encore.
Go there.
Dwarf warriors.
You go like that. That's what I want.
They have wronged us.
And you go here.
Ready.
And you can go like that.
For the High King.
Pull back to here.
Lord.
Like that. There we go. Hopefully, you're going to be high enough that you can fire over their heads.
Let the vengeance begin.
Sentries. You could kind of probably put the sentries over here and wait for the enemy to come in and then hit them from behind with your ranged units, but I kind of feel we need to focus our units into one position to get the largest benefit from them. I could put them ahead, and that way they would be able to slow the enemy down, but like put them here so that they could they would have to take longer to get to me. Anyway, that battle. Yes, you are. Okay. Bretonians! How far can our cannon reach? To there. I'm going to get you to turn around slightly. Like that.
Come on! For the High King! Move it out! Get moving!
Did you say stop the Bretonians? Get to have a look at our units. Let's look at our shield walls. They look pretty good. I like their helmets. They've got the hammerers helmets. Designs on the shields are pretty good too. The beard protectors always look a little odd, because I can't imagine they could stuff a massive beard like this into something like that. Pow! Oh, you're sniping their lord. Their lords. Have I eaten mayo with garlic? Oh, there is a type of mayonnaise with garlic in it. It's, what is it called? Aioli. That's pretty nice, yeah. Grail Knights. Oh, you've got Grail Knights. Oh, hello, peasants. That's quite a lot of peasants. Shoot their Grail Knights, please. Pow! Look at these noble and brave Bretonian knights. Oh dear. Well. Your Grail quest was kind of a waste of time now, wasn't it? That is a lot of peasants. Pow, 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 pow. I'm gonna have to remember, these guys have an ability which I need to use to make them charge resistant. Increases their missile parry and melee defense. Yeah, you chose the wrong battle line to attack, you know. Because our guys also have, what's it called? They also have the, shield breaking on them. I gotta get them to hold their fire. You just keep sniping their lord there. Are we going to be able to deal with all these peasants? Bloody peasants! Shield wall. Cow! Oh, that's actually slowing them down, isn't it? Yeah, it is. They get disorientated on them, so it's actually slowing them down. As opposed to, like, flashbangs. Nah. Just chuck flashbangs everywhere, damn it!
For the ancestor gods! For the ancestor gods!
I think my cannon's hurting my own guys over there. Shoot those.
Is ours. Satisfy the grudge! Dwarf warriors! On the way!
You and you.
For vengeance!
Pull out.
Bow through!
Let the Obsidian Legions with the Charge Breakers deal with that.
Dwarf warriors!
Oh, they can't use their shield wall when they're in melee. Okay.
Hold fast! We demand blood! Take aim! For the Kara's anchor! Dwarf
There goes their lord.
warriors! Slay the oath breakers! The clans unite! Dwarf warriors! Nothing can
Push up.
stop us! We demand blood! Reach fast! Dwarf warriors! Go! Scope! For the Kara's anchor! Attack! Kill orcs!
We're making them flee.
Lord! Kill orcs!
Have a look at this. It's just like a thin line of dwarves against mass amounts of peasants. Be much easier if I had more artillery, but oh well. Pow! What are you doing? Don't kick the dwarves. Not going to do anything.
Kazook! Dwarf warriors! Fire! Reload! Fire! Shoot!
Damn spellcasters!
Ancestor gods!
Oh, used all their ammunition. They don't have a lot.
We're the ancestors! Yes, Thane! Yes! They have wronged us! For mountain and home! War machine
Pull up a bit.
ready. Aye, as you command.
Attack them. Actually, attack there. Hold up. Hey, peasants. Nah. You know, I have complete confidence I am not going to hit my own units. Friendly fire? What's that? How can I miss? There's so many peasants. I think I hit some. Bye-bye. Down the cliff they go. Oh, I hit one guy there. Pow! Maybe just a touch up. I think there's natural, like, variation on the shot. Fire! Yeah, it is. Oh, I missed. Oh well.
We have scores to settle. Move
Get in there.
ready to strike.
Shoot that lord over there. Will it be enough though?
Right on. And expect us to do
I do remember I can target ground if I hold on. Right. I knew I could do that with spells. I kind of forget that you can do that with artillery. Thank you for reminding me.
for the ancestors. We will have vengeance. Move.
Come on. Shoot that lord.
Near I order thee.
If we kill that lord, then the rest of them will fall. Charge.
No axes out, lads. Move up. Move now.
Pow. Dead.
For the Kara's anchor.
He's dead. He's brown bread.
Select target. All dead I'll get him.
I'm gonna have to call you all Deadeye now because you said that.
Most of the throng.
Shoot them. Pow. Pow. Splat. I love how he kills multiple peasants with one shot.
It is
Oh.
awakening.
Ooh. Pow. There we go. Splat. He just shoots. And there's an explosion of gore.
Dwarf warriors.
No.
War of vengeance.
There's a paladin there.
Barracks ready.
Our cannons are running out of ammunition. What is this? So many peasants.
War of vengeance. Strike out. Obey me.
Too many of them. Get. Pow. There we go.
Attack the herbs.
Imagine when he gets extra power and explosive shots. I'm looking forward to getting the actual, like, artillery and all that. Because our cannon is great, but we do not have, you know,
Vengeance.
mortars.
Strike out.
That's going to be fun.
Dwarf warriors.
This massive blob here with mortars, it would have been so much easier to deal with. And we fought them off. At a large cost. At a large cost. And we can't chase down the enemy because we have no more ammunition left. But that was pretty good. And I think
Dwarf warriors.
helped show how powerful our ranged is. And our units are individually really quite strong. The last few shots go into the enemy. Our cannons fired all of its cannonballs. Ow. Okay. In battle, close victory. We only lost 154, and we killed, like, how many? 300? No, wait, 1,000. And, like, 1,500? Pretty impressive. Looks like we lost a unit of shield wall. According to Elon, this faction only feels professional army. That's why they are low models per unit. Considerably stronger. Yeah. Right. It makes sense. I would have thought their smaller numbers are because they're a prospecting group, so they're naturally not really a military force. Also because they're smaller in number. Okay, yeah, they have a professional army, so they don't get minors. Okay, cool. Are the shield walls in larger numbers? I have to check that. Oh. No, no, no. Windows, it hasn't crashed, it's just... Don't be so... Here you go. Come on. Don't do this to me, game. Oh! Bugger you. Oh, that's annoying. I'm gonna have to run that battle again next time. Oh well. Anyway, the game just crashed. I'm sure that was because I had it minimized while it was loading. Out of it. Oh well. We still got a pretty cool battle out of it. And I always quick save just before a battle. So, perhaps I can play it on my own time. Off stream. Anyway, that rather abrupt end is probably going to be the end of this episode of Warhammer 2 Total War Greybeard's Prospectors. I'm really enjoying it. That crashes just because I had it minimized, I'm sure. Windows saying, you know, oh, it's crashed because it was loading. It wasn't. It hadn't crashed, so... Usually I lose focus of it, it's fine. Ah, well. Total War and Mountain Blade don't seem to like being minimized. It's... For Total War, at least, it's more to do with minimizing or losing focus when it's loading. During the campaign map or during a battle, it's fine. But if it's loading and it's taking a while, Windows sort of jumps in and says, oh, it's not doing anything, it's crashed. The same thing happens with War Fortress. Anyway, yeah, I'm enjoying it a lot so far. And it's going to be a lot more fun. Even more fun when we get access to the artillery later on and all that. It's going to open up more destruction, not more tactics. I predict that our tactics aren't going to change much. It's going to be stand there and shoot them. But we're going to get more options and methods to shoot them. Also, gyro bombers and all that. That's going to be fun to get. I do like the gyrocopters and gyro bombers. I don't tend to use them too much with the normal tools because their front line is able to deal with the enemy enough. But anyway, that will be it for this first episode, and I hope you'll join me for the next one. See you then.